While I'm not sure Lily's parents intended for Lily's name to reflect the flower, you're probably named after a grandparent or something, and I decided not to ask because I wanted to go with this theme. So while I'm not sure that they intended to name her after a flower, I am here to make the case that it's not a coincidence that Lily's name is the same as the world-renowned flowering lily we all know and love, even though they are spelled differently. Here are 5 facts about how I think that Lily's name reflects the flower. So, number 1, lilies are native all over the world and hold importance in dozens of different cultures. This is a pertinent, relevant fact because of how globally minded Lily Lewis is. She is one of the most globally competent and culturally literate students I know. Number 2, all lilies emerge from a humble bulb. We are always inspired by the humility Lily Lewis puts forth. She is known to be incredibly thoughtful, kind, and humble. Number 3, lilies are one of the few showy, flowery plants that can handle indoor life just as well as outdoor growing. In addition, lilies have one of the longest in-vase lifespans. While Lily Lewis is a strong young woman who is versatile and shows remarkable endurance, and it's awe-inspiring. Number 4, the lily is incredible for pollinators. Lily Lewis is someone that helps pollinate our campus with her leadership, her kindness, and her God-given integrity. This spirit is contagious to those around her, so as to do what is right, just, and kind. And number 5, lilies are non-toxic to humans, but are poisonous to cats. So, do you like cats?
I'm allergic to them.
She's allergic to cats. So in all seriousness, I don't know if I made the case that Lily Lewis is similar to the flowering lilies, but I hope I made the case that Lily Lewis is one of the most amazing young people I have ever known. In fact, she embodies what we mean by the portrait of a VES graduate. Our hopes and dreams for our students here is that you become self-aware, that you become mindful leaders who serve with courage and compassion, that you become focused on community, and that you are curious, innovative thinkers and producers. And you are ready to navigate our dynamic world, always seeking to grow and learn more. Lily Lewis, you are all that and so much more. It is my honor to be your advisor for the last 4 years, and we are really going to miss you as you go off to Swarthmore.
Miss Anderson, I can't thank you enough for the support that you have selflessly and relentlessly given over the past few years. If any of you female students ever find yourselves in need of a new advisor, it doesn't get much better than her. Despite her busy schedule, she will always prioritize you. Don't let her modesty deceive you. She is an absolute rock star. Allow me to introduce you all to a rising freshman, Lily. She's forcibly friendly, but naturally reserved, and has so much excitement for her future at VES. She's also very anxious about what the next 4 years will bring. I wrote her a letter that outlines some of the things that may have better prepared her for what is to come. A letter that she could look to when life becomes a little sticky and or even seemingly impossible. A letter that would reveal hard truths, yet still lend the hope that things turn out okay. Dear Lily, it's you from the future. I can vote, sign my own waivers, and drive as many people as the Highlander can fit. However, I still worry about saying the wrong thing. I still have that soft spot for Broadway musicals. I still have trouble asking for help. I stand at roughly the same height. I still go to bed earlier than most. I still cringe at the word adolescence. There's still so much I don't know. I know you feel the need to reinvent yourself for high school because reinvention makes perfect sense at the ripe old age of 14. You wish to blossom in a way that would at least warrant some Boonesboro gossip. I vividly remember a conversation with Dad about this. It was brought up in the context of Taylor Swift's Reputation album. I said that I had been inspired to reinvent myself and was only half joking. His answer, Honey, you have to invent yourself before you can reinvent yourself. Although it wasn't his intention, I left the conversation defeated, unblossomed tail between my legs. He was right, of course, 4 years later, and I'm still uninvented. Be kind to yourself, and here's why. If you are not kind to yourself, you cannot be kind to others. If you cannot be kind to others, you will have no friends. If you have no friends, then you will experience insufferable loneliness. If you're insufferably lonely, you're going to be unhappy. It's your classic if you give a mouse a cookie scenario, but where the mouse is very, very sad. This doesn't mean that you have to love yourself all the time, because that's impossible. Don't even start with love, but instead acceptance. Acceptance is love's unassuming second cousin. She may not be as enticing, but she's certainly more reliable. Another thing, Mom and Dad don't know everything, but they know more than most, and they definitely know more than you do. I know you can't stand the way that Dad can never remember your friends' names, but identifies them by their most discreet trait. For example, one of them will not be referred to as Leah, but instead Roanoke Girl for a very long time. But as you soon will discover, you and Dad are basically the same person. You can take that as you will, but I couldn't be prouder of that truth. I know you get annoyed when Mom shouts while talking on the phone or peppers you with questions about your day, but she asks because the woman cares more about you more than anyone ever has or ever will, so suck it up. And she shouts because she's passionate and because she spends her days with elderly hearing-impaired patients. Now I have to warn you about one of your biggest demons of high school, body image. It's a fun one for sure. For some people, body image isn't an issue. They have no qualms about their appearance. They don't give it a second thought, if only. For you, body image will be a civil war between your body and your brain. A civil war not unlike the movie Captain America: Civil War, in that it makes no sense, is a waste of time, and serves no real purpose in the greater context that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean your life. Think about all that your body does for you. Your eyes that have witnessed so much beauty. Your mind has led you through so many standardized tests and granted you a respectable score, though still not as high as Sierra's. Your legs have carried you away from awkward conversation and into the sanctuary of restroom stalls. It is literally what keeps you alive, so who cares what it looks like? Unfortunately, I do still. I'm working on it. I'm glad you're excited for VES, and you should be. It will be good for you, not only because of the happy times you experience, but also because of those that were less than happy. There will be times when you think to yourself, this is where I belong, and when you think, why am I even here? You'll meet interesting and good people, some of whom you'll build relationships with, and others whom you'll wish you had. You will be challenged. You will make mistakes. You will learn a lot, grow a lot, and cry a lot. VES isn't perfect, but it works tirelessly to be the best that it can be and holds so much promise and potential, just as you do. I would say that it truly is towards full stature, but that's just a bit too on the nose. Lastly, you're hoping that high school will be like a movie. It will be in the sense that for a while, watching the world will feel like watching an apocalypse film. No, you're hoping for that teen rom-com where, right now, I would be the prom queen. If anything, I'm the final girl in a thriller. I'm not sorry about it, though. I may be slightly hardened from it, but I'm certainly tougher and smarter. And let's be honest, prom queen storylines are kind of overrated. Nevertheless, I can honestly say that I am proud of myself, and I like to think that you would be too. Love, Lily. I swore up and down that I wouldn't give any shout-outs. Sorry, Ellen. But I'm just going to give one. Sierra, you drive me crazy sometimes, but you have been the biggest constant in my life, and a pretty great one at that. I love you more than words can say, and I don't know how I'm going to live next year without you. Seniors, 39 days until graduation. Thank you.